Hi guys, it's Dilwan here. It's not trig anymore, it's not pure maths anymore. Today I'll be doing an applied maths question. So the question is a 2007 A-level equilibrium question. So the question is: a uniform rod of length A and weight W rests in a vertical plane inside a fixed rough hemispherical bowl of radius A. The rod is in limiting equilibrium, inclined at an angle theta to the horizontal, and the coefficient of friction is mu, and they've stated that mu is less than root 3. Then they say show that the reaction at the lower end of the rod is W cos theta over root 3 minus mu. And then they say find the reaction at the upper end. And finally they say hence show that tan theta equals 4 mu over 3 minus mu squared. Alright guys, so without wasting any further time, we can get straight into the question. So as you can see, I've drawn the diagram required for the question. To be honest, I'm not the best at drawing, so please excuse me if the diagram is not up to standard, but I did do my best. So I'll just briefly explain and take us to the diagram. So as you can see, this is the rod. I've marked the lower point as A and the upper point as B, and the weight is acting from the midpoint of the rod going downwards, and so then this side becomes A by 2 and this side becomes A by 2, and then so the force acts, the other 2 points of the forces act up from A and B. So we know that when three non-parallel forces are in equilibrium, the lines of actions of the resultants of those three forces should meet at the same point. So that's what happened over here. So as you can see, R1 dash is a resultant of R1 and mu R1, and similarly R2 dash is a resultant of R2 and mu R2. So those are the resultant forces that are acting from point A and point B, and then they go on to meet with the line of action of the weight acting from the midpoint of the rod. So basically that's why I drew these two forces, just to show that, so that you all get a clear understanding about it, but it's not necessarily important for the question. So as you can see, this rod, it has a tendency to move this way, slip this way, so therefore the friction will be acting downwards, and similarly over here, since the rod has a tendency to move this way, friction will be going, will be acting towards this direction, and these are the two reactions acting at the 2 points respectively. So they form 90-degree angle at the 90-degree angle over here, and they meet at the center of the hemisphere. So then they've also said that the hemisphere is of radius A. So therefore I mark this length and this length as A, and then you can see that when a line is drawn from the midpoint of the hemisphere to from the center of the hemisphere to the midpoint of the rod, a 90-degree angle is formed, and then they've not given this length. So therefore I marked here x, and it's a variable that we can find once we start with the questions. And then also they've said that the rod is in limiting equilibrium, inclined at an angle theta to the horizontal. So that's what I marked here. Sorry, ignore this. So yeah, so this is it's showing that it's inclined theta to the horizontal, and similarly it's theta over here as well. So as you can see, once you produce this way, forms 90 degrees over here, and this becomes 90 minus theta. Therefore this angle becomes theta. So yeah, I think that's about it. That's basically what you need to know before doing the question. So now since we cleared all that up, we can move straight into the question. So first of all, they say show that the reaction at the low end of the rod is W cos theta over root 3 minus mu. So I've written that on top over here, so that's what we need to find. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find this variable, this angle alpha, because it's necessary to do the question. So we can take cos alpha equals so cos alpha is adjacent side of hypotenuse. So the adjacent side is a over 2, and the hypotenuse is this length, which is a radius, which is equal to a. So then we can say A over 2 over A equals cos alpha. Therefore, cos alpha equals half. So basically it becomes A over 2A, and A get cancelled out. So then therefore alpha equals 60 degrees. So that's something we need to find. So I'll just mark it over here. Alpha equals 60 degrees. So now if this angle is equal to 60 degrees, since the sum of both this angle and this angle is equal to 90 degrees, we can come to a conclusion that this is equal to 30 degrees. So yeah, that's also something that we are going to need in order to do the question. So yeah, that's, since we found this, I'm just going to write it on top over here. So alpha equals 60 degrees. So now also what we can understand is that since this is A and this is also A, and both the lengths are same, we can we know that then the opposite angles are also going to be equal. So then we can mark this angle. Sorry, wrong pen. We can mark this angle as 60 degrees because it's equal and opposite angles of the triangle. And so if this is 60, then that means I think this would be equal to 30 degrees if I'm not mistaken. Would it or not? Sorry, my bad. But that won't happen. So yeah, that's about, yeah, so then that alright, so we can get straight into the question now. So they say, first of all they say, so to show, so basically we have to find R1 first. So to find R1, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a moment around B. Well, then basically the R2 values get cancelled out because they're not taken when you take the moment around B because they're acting at B. So, so then we say for the rod, we can say if we take anti-clockwise moment on B, W cos theta into A by 2 plus mu R1 sine 30 degrees into A. Then you can see the R1 is acting in the opposite direction, so then it will become be negative. So R1 sine 60 into A equals 0. So yeah, I'm going to take the negative values in one side and the positive values I'm going to give them on one side. So basically W cos theta A over 2 plus mu R1 A over 2 equals root 3 over 2 R1A. Sine 60 degrees equals root 3 over 2 and sine 30 degrees equals half. So as you can see, the A by 2 gets cancelled since it's common to all to both sides. So then W cos theta plus mu R1 equals root 3 R1. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the R1 terms in one side. So R1 minus mu R1 equals W cos theta. So basically what I did was I wrote the right hand side on the first and then wrote the left hand side because R1 is what we need to subtract. So then if we take R1 out, root 3 minus mu equals W cos theta, and then therefore R1 equals W cos theta root 3 minus mu, and that is what we've been asked to show in the first part of the question. So yeah. Alright guys, so now since we successfully managed to prove the first part of the question, now we can move on to the second part of the question. So second part of the question, they ask us to find the reaction acting at the up part of the rod. So that is R2. So basically we need to find R2. So to do R2, similarly like we found R1, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the moment pulse system around A. So we want to take moment around A, similarly like before, R1 and mu R1 gets cancelled out. So again for the rod, if you take clockwise moment A, we can say minus W cos theta into A by 2 plus R2 sine 60 degrees into A plus, okay, so as you can see, so we found that this angle is 60 degrees. So if you produce the rod like this, and if you look at the straight line, so we know that straight line has the sum of angles in a straight line is equal to 180 degrees. So we know this angle and we know this angle. So through that we can find this angle. So 60 degrees plus 90 degrees plus this angle should be equal to 180 degrees. So 60 degrees plus 90 degrees is equal to 150 degrees. So that means this angle is 30 degrees due to that. So yeah, that's something that we needed in order to take a moment. So plus we can say plus mu R2 sine 30 into A equals 0. So now like before, basically I'm going to take this term to the other side. So it will be root 3 over 2 R2A sine 60 is root 3 over 2 plus half R2 mu A equals W cos theta A by 2. So similarly like before, you can see that the A by 2 gets cancelled out, it's common to both sides. So then root 3 R2 plus mu R2 equal W cos theta. So then I'm going to take R2 out. Root 3 plus mu equals W cos theta. Therefore R2 equals W cos theta over root 3 plus mu. So yes, now we found that as well. So yeah, now since we found both R1 and R2, now we can finally move on to the last part of the question. So in the last part of the question, they said hence show that tan theta equals 4 mu over 3 minus mu square. So without wasting any more time, I'm going to get straight into that. So I'm just going to erase this first. I'm just going to write this on top over here because it's something we're going to need for the next part. So because they say hence, that means it's related to this part, the previous part of the question. And then on R1 was equal to W cos yeah. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the moment for the system around O. So say for the system take clockwise moment O. So as you can see, R2 and R1 is cancelled out because these two forces act they're acting through O. So basically, if you take anti-clockwise moment, mu R2 into A. So basically this into this distance A, and similarly over here also it's plus mu R1 into A equals W sine theta into x with that this distance. Okay, so now in order to do the question, now we know these unknown variables R2 and R1. That's what we found here. But as you can see, to do the question, we need to know the value for x. So we can get the value for x simply like this. So basically sine alpha equals x over a. So sine alpha is sine 60 degrees equals x over a. Root 3 over 2 equals x over a. So therefore x equals root 3 over 2a. So since a is something that's already been given in the question, we can use that when finding the value for tan theta. So yeah, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute this value for x. So just write it on top over here. Right here. Root 3 over root 3 over 2. So now basically what we are going to do is we are going to substitute all these values R2, R1 and X. So basically what I did here is so basically this becomes minus W sin theta into X equals 0 because X is acting in the quantitative moment, X is acting in the opposite direction. So basically if you take the negative value to the right hand side, it becomes mu R2 into A plus mu R1 into A equals W sin theta into X. So yeah, now we can solve this by substituting the values. So mu R2 is W cos theta over root 3 minus mu into A plus mu R1 is W cos theta over root 3 plus mu equals W sin theta into root 3 over 2a. So as you can see, sorry, there's a here also. This is multiplied by a. As you can see, the a's get cancelled out, but it's common to all three. So basically, mu and the a's and the w also. Once again, it's common to both the equations. So then we can say mu cos theta over root 3 minus mu plus mu cos theta over root 3 plus mu equals root 3 over 2 sin theta. So now if you can see, cos theta is common on the left hand side, so I'm going to take it out and I'm going to keep it as mu root 3 minus mu plus mu root 3 plus mu equals root 3 over 2 sin theta. So basically if you simplify this, it becomes root 3 mu plus mu square plus root 3 mu minus mu square. So basically make it a common denominator, and then difference of square root 3 square minus mu square. I'm going to need some space, so I'm just going to erase this top bit. Yeah. Oops, a little bit of this I've got erased. Oopsie. Minus mu square. Okay, so basically I'm just going to take it up here. So if you can see comes cos theta. So the mu square plus mu square minus mu square gets cancelled out. So it becomes cos theta 2 root 3 mu over 3 minus mu square equals root 3 over 2 sin theta. So if you take cos theta into this side and these values into this side, basically you get 2 into 2 root 3 mu or equals sin theta or cos theta. Need some more space, so I will just erase this as well. So we all know sine, so I'm going to write the right hand side first. So sin theta over cos theta is tan theta. And then as you can see, root 3 gets cancelled out to root 3. We get tan theta equals 4 mu over 3 minus mu square. And if I am not mistaken, yes, that is what we've been asked to show. So yeah, so that's basically what we were asked to show. So we successfully finished the question. So yeah, that's great. Alright guys, so we successfully finished the question. So that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you all had an absolutely amazing time watching it. And boo 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 to everyone.